Gearing up for a trip into, I think it's the White Mountains Wilderness area, Ruidoso, New Mexico. And here I am waiting for the shuttle bus, the county shuttle bus. It's a half hour overdue, and I thought if I got the camera out he might show up. This is gear for maybe 4 nights. It's pretty light and probably just the bare minimum for staying warm. The temperature swing here on a daily basis is amazing. It's the first week of October and it gets down to nearly freezing, and I think we're at 6,500 feet. And then during the day it heats up mid 70s, near 80. It's going to be a little cooler, I guess, up in the mountains. I'm going to be higher, maybe to 9,000 feet. This day got screwy fast. I missed that bus. They were going to cancel me for ever getting a ride with them, so I had to walk about a mile to a pickup point, and I got dropped off here at this gas station. I have no clue what I'm going into, but this looks beautiful back here. So I have to walk about 2 miles down this way. I said hello with my head. It's looking pretty dark up there. Right down here is Eagle Creek, and I think that goes up one of the canyons to the right, and I'm going to follow that. See, the thing about procrastinating or having an extra 5 hours is I cram more stuff in here. Maybe an extra day of food, another jacket. I got this one wrapped around my waist. That pack is full. I'm carrying almost 4 liters of water for nothing except the convenience of not having to filter it tonight. There's some big owls back here. Incredible. Like a welcoming card for me. And probably they're gonna see me. Shut up. Well, it's flat. I climbed up from that creek pretty much to get away from the road and set up the tent in a bit more isolated place. I might look up there for a distant view. And I knew the climb wasn't too bad because you can look on the opposite side of the valley and say, hey, that's not that far up. 15 minutes, I'm up here with the owls. Super bonus. Mint tea, nettle tea. I've got There's some carrots. I'm gonna cook those up. I have half of a beef and bean burrito that I'm gonna cut up, put in there, and then we're gonna do this chili flavor ramen noodle. And it's gonna be a chilly one tonight, and I don't know. I'm relying on that sleeping bag because this tent, that's a thick screen, but a heavy wind will come through there. So I have to anchor this tarp in this direction because the wind is coming this way. But I'm going to have an incredible moonrise. Really flirting with danger here with these clouds. They've just been centered over there where the large peaks are. It's been clear here, luckily. But dude, any second those could break loose and just pelt on me with water, I'm sure. And cold. So dinner's done, the tea's ready. I'm gonna put this tarp up and kind of snuggle in for a while. It's nice to see the sun this morning. Wasn't too awfully cold, it was mostly the wind that was cold. And I covered the whole front end with the tarp. The wind was going this way. And then it dropped off in the middle of the night. Owls hooting last night, coyotes. Really interesting. Coffee and oatmeal, the best part of every backpacking day. So I chose this spot to get this morning sunlight. Man, the sun is key here on this October backpacking trip. I'm still looking up higher and it's all socked in just like in mountains anywhere else. The trees are nice and big, pine trees here, some I haven't seen before. Real happy to get up here. I'm dealing with this pack that's not really a long distance backpacking backpack. I'm also dealing with gear that I had pretty much only on the bicycle trip. And I think I might even, I'm going to try it. Screw it. I'm going to put the little backpack on my front to carry water and stuff. Basically, the thing, get here. Load your bag. I don't have a plan, really. That's my story, and I'm going to stick to it. That's Eagle Creek. It's kind of my lifeline right now. I'm working with this system. It has greatly taken a load off of my back. So here I have my drinking water with a platypus tube, my camera, my shirt, and there's a banana and an apple in the front. I'm really glad I chose this. It's a little tight right here, but it's worth it. Nice. fact is, I could have hiked up this road last night, but I didn't know what to expect. Perfect places for camping unless there's a threat of flood. But there were many houses on that paved road, and I didn't know if there were more houses back here. So I went up top last night instead. Don't fall. Here's Eagle Creek. I believe this is a trail. And this is a cabin. And there's probably 20 to 30 cabins down to a gate. This was gated. So I guess the road ends here. And of course, which is unbelievable that the ranger couldn't tell me, this whole center section is closed from a fire that happened 5 years ago. And why she couldn't tell me that? These trails are closed, this section's closed, this campground's closed. I'm asking her about the water supply. I'm on the phone with her for 10 minutes and she can't tell me that this is closed for hiking because of a fire. I think that's ridiculous. I asked her about this whole place. What's the water situation? I asked her about the gate, where the signs are that says it's closed. Unbelievable. So now, what little tiny bit of plan I had is now completely altered, because I had hoped to go over and back down to the next valley for water, climb up, I think, to the crest trail in the back part of this park and hike it back. Well, that crest trail is actually up on top here. It's a big semicircle. So now, I guess I'm not going to chance these other two valleys. It's probably, 10 miles, maybe more. So I guess I'm just going to follow this trail. Okay. Finally made it to the wilderness. Wasn't that much farther. I might think about camping somewhere back there by that big tree. There's a grade up this way, which, again, old roads. These trails are probably going to be old roads. We'll see. Still Eagle Creek here. Nice to have that water. Basically, I want to get to the crest trail, and what I want to have are long distance views, but that's not going to happen today. It's all socked in. Here we've got, looks like a cave right up to here, and another 2 caves up here in a big rock formation. That might be cool to check out. That's the direction that I'm going to go tomorrow morning. I scouted up a little bit. At best, it's going to be a route that I won't lose. trail is very faint. There have been people or animals walking this. And again, this was a road. They put the humps in it so people couldn't drive up there. There's a few big old trees I saw, but a lot of them are gone many years ago. The stumps are gone. I'm going to set up camp over this way. Another nice thing here, there's been a resurgence of flowers because of some rains. There was a typhoon that just kind of came up from like Baja California and just stopped right in this area. So there's a lot of neat flowers that I haven't seen before. Yum! Chipotle Rosa. Steamy. Okay, we've got some carrots in there and half a burrito, bean and beef burrito in there. Fixed my tea, my herbal tea. We got rained on pretty hard a couple times. Oh, crap. And I realized this tarp is just about shot. It leaks. It sheds the water pretty well, but it just seeps through and drips. So I got dripped on in the tent. Could have been worse. I got set up just in time for the rain, which was nice. And had a power nap in there, man. Okay, we're gonna kick it here for a while. It's like the beginning of a beautiful day. No clouds. You can see that rear ridge wall. It's kind of chilly. Like to have that sun come down. It might take a while. We're at 8,000 feet, maybe a little higher, and it's pretty amazing that it's not so damn cold. These two snack bars were carried with me on my bicycle. This Chewy S'mores granola bar came all the way from Tennessee. And this Peanut Choco Crunch snack bar came from the middle of Arkansas. Kind of a crazy tidbit. I'm flipping cold. And what sucks is I have to wash that pan to make my breakfast and coffee. But I have an immediate plan. I'm going to take this tarp here and carry it up this hill and put it in the sun. And that'll warm me up after I do that dirty deed. Traveling very lightly with necessities here. Chapstick, antibiotic ointment, some band-aids, some tablets, baby powder. Every day in the boot I put the baby powder. This is antiperspirant, which I don't think I'll need. Not that hot. Hand sanitizer, not just for the hand. Earplugs, chapstick, and batteries. missed it. Looks like I'm finally packing my crap up. And just the reflecting heat is warming it up a bit. I had almost all my layers on this morning. And that stove, man, that's nice to get that little flame going. Only thing that's cold really are my hands. So we're going to take a lot of water up this ridge here. 2.5, 2.5, 1.5, 6.5 liters. And roughly the plan is to hit the top of the ridge 3 miles if we can follow the trail that's been closed for 5 years. Rest there, decide what to do, because I'll have a great vantage point from there. Well, I've been climbing up this canyon. Looks a lot like this the whole way. Here's the grade. Goes right through here and goes down here, goes over there. It's easy enough to follow. I've been seeing a lot of elk scat. Where are we at? Right there. I can smell them actually. Either I smell the dung or I smell the elk. Alright, it's kind of weird going through here, a little spooky with all these burnt out areas. There's the big guy. I knew it. Well, I've got this boulder. I'm gonna hop on if they come up here. They look a little frenzied. And it's close and big. There we are. Got the female and the baby right above me. And this guy. A whole bunch more, some babies. Hiding out on this rock. There's about 6 elk over there. One big buck elk in back. He's squealing. And that's where I have to go. I have to switch somewhere up in here and then go up this way. I'm not going to wait for them. Just going to start making noise and go over there. Almost at the top. Right up in there is where I meet the crest trail. It's been chilling. I avoided the elk I was gonna go right into where they were hiding in the bushes, and I crossed this little bump and there were two snakes, and it was like a curse or warning or omen just to put my head on straight. Man, why are you gonna walk through a small herd of elk with a big one rutting? So I angled up to the next switch of the road. I think that's about a mile away. So I'm thinking of setting up camp just up here, cruise over there, check it out for a while. That's where I'm going to call it home tonight. There's some more ridges over there. I think I'm going to day hike today over there. Set up camp, get some pictures. Got a great panoramic view here. Here is I want to say El Capitan, but Capitan over that way. Like to get over there. There's a ridgetop trail. Basically, I wanted to get as far back as this peak here. There's a ridgeline trail all the way back there. But you can see down here, that was all burned. I was going to go through this valley and maybe come up this way or over that way. Maybe even go into the next valley, get to this point and come back around. Here's a great way to dry your things during the hike. I've got the gloves on the back here, and they're completely dried out instead of completely wet. Drying the ground tarp out. Then I'll have to dry the tent out real fast. I'll string a line here. And I think the tent's going to go this way. This was nice to find here. I'll do cooking on that. The tarp tonight will be like a big obstacle or a big object for any elk that come up here to make sure they see it and not trample me. Fabulous. I got to get this tent set and make for this peak over here. It's about as high as I'm going to get. There's the ski slope up there. 10,000 plus feet. I climbed up this ridge. See if I can see where my tent is. Yeah, it's right there. There's the tent. I hope. Cool rocks up here. And here we've got this view. That's one thing to remember in a burned forest. Don't grab those trees and branches. They're just going to snap, or you're going to get all covered with soot. Oh, I can't do it. Okay. Oh yeah, look at this. I don't need that tower. All kinds of guffaws over there. Oh man, look at this view. I can't wait to get my 3-season tent. I'm so tired of being squeezed into this little tent. Okay. It's cold up here. Beautiful sunny morning, but still that wind is just biting cold. Just imagine how beautiful this forest was. It's just so hard to imagine how beautiful it was. I mean, it would have been idyllic for me to come here. It's perfect terrain. I love this terrain. Love the trees. These pine trees, like the desert forest pine trees. Well, this is a real nice place I found. Coming back down the valley that I climbed up, I had a rodent chew my tent. A few places here, here. That was yesterday on the day hike. I had my food stashed under here to keep it cool. I covered it up with the sleeping bag. So I'm looking at my food inventory. Lots of peanuts and raisins. This is day 4, Sunday. An apple. I'm surprised I had an extra apple. No more oatmeal, that's sad. The apple will be for breakfast. I made 9 small peanut butter and cheese sandwiches. And I have 3.5 left, along with celery sticks. Now that was a bonus right there. And then I've got the dinner here, which looks pretty meager. Carrots, quarter of a burrito, and the ramen noodles. But right here, that's the big kicker. So we're going to sleep here tonight and hike out tomorrow. Hopefully get a ride towards home. Careful. Look. Yeah. That's the zone. This is a crazy setup. I use this fallen off dead limb as kind of a skeletal framework for this tarp. Got this other corner to this tree and this log, and it's staked down over here. because it looks like it might rain. We've had a couple sprinkles. Whoa. And I have to make do with this tarp. It's a cool design. The only thing is if the wind blows the rain that way, I'll get wet. Here it is the next morning. And last night I climbed up there around those rocks. It was pretty nice. And this morning the rock ridge line goes up higher. And I climbed up there. It was pretty cool. There's a couple small little shelters in the boulders. It was pretty chilly last night. Probably in the 30s. My nose was cold. We're gonna head out today. We're hopefully gonna catch a ride back towards my new home, the trailer, with Aunt Susie. There's kind of a process for the cold days. I wake up right at daybreak, and I was watching the sun come down that valley wall. Like, okay, I made some coffee and my hands, of course, were cold. You get out of that sleeping bag and it loses the heat. Takes a while to build back up. So this morning, I read a chapter in a book. This is hard science fiction. I like to read the hard sci-fi when I'm out in the nature in wild areas. But then the thing is, you kind of have to get up, and I took that walk to warm up. And by the time I came back, this sun was full on here. And once you got like that sun hitting the tent and warming it up, it's a great time to start packing up.
Yeah.